What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi, JB. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hey.
So sorry, y'all. We was backstage running our mouths. So, we was here. He was, JB be on time. But we were running our mouths. So that's why we were a few minutes late. But we are here. We are here. We are here to talk about. Hi. We're here to talk about this week's episode of Beyond the Gates. We are on episode 129 through 133, honey. Now, JB and I both agreed, not to speak for you, but JB and I both agreed this week was not really given. Wasn't really given, and we know why, right? Y'all know how soap operas how they go. You have different weeks or different storylines, and y'all know that there are two storylines that we just don't care nothing about. And this week, those storylines were heavy. So the Doug, Vanessa, Joey storyline, we just don't really care that much about. And then the Ashley, Eric storyline, we just don't care that much about. So it was so much of that this week. So it wasn't a bad week as far as the show. It was just a bad week for us because we don't care about them storylines.
That's it. That's it.
I mean, honestly. And so let me say this. And some of what they're giving us is predictable. And I understand this too. We're at a point now where, I mean, in soap opera world, it's kind of hard to bring anything new because soap operas have been going on for 50 years, literally 50 years, right? Soap operas go back to radio. So it's kind of hard to give us something that hasn't already been done. But the flip side of that is, still giving us a few little twists, a few little oops. Oh my goodness, I didn't see that comment.
Mm-hmm.
So like this whole, let's just go ahead and get Ashley. Let's get it out the way. Ashley, Derek, this whole storyline is predictable, and you're gonna have to give me something different for me to start caring. Because let's be clear, we have not cared about this storyline from the beginning. Like we've never cared about Ashley and Derek. So now that you've given us this whole, Derek can't feel his feet, but he can really feel his feet, but he don't want to tell Ashley because he really thinks that's the only reason why Ashley want to be with him. But he figured that if he around long enough, he can convince her that they really supposed to be together. Like it's predictable. So on top of us not caring about them, you ain't giving us anything new. I mean, anything you want to add to that, JB?
Absolutely not, because like I told you backstage, I fast forwarded they scene, so I can't tell you nothing.
And then you done wrote Shanice into it. You didn't put her in your lie.
Right. And see, here's my thing. That I think that was like the only scene that I watched. And the reason here's why I watched it is because I was watching it on Peacock, because y'all know what day, because I had to watch Beyond the Gates this week, Tuesday, on Peacock. Because
you mean on Paramount? I know, because it was preempted for we don't even need to, we know why. We know why.
For that man. And I was like, bitch, because I was sitting here and I said, breaking news. I said, whoa, breaking news, my ass. Then when I saw what the breaking news was, I said, I know you fucking lying to me. You interrupted my show for this. So I watched it all this week on Peacock. Now there were some days that I did watch it on I keep saying Peacock, Paramount.
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
I watched it on Paramount, but I did watch
somebody gonna put in the comments, Peacock, we know.
It's Paramount. I know. They start with a P.
Right.
I think it was Wednesday that I was watching where she was like, Shanice was like, well, Derek, if you got feeling in your feet, you need to tell me. I was like, Shanice, y'all know how I feel when it comes to Shanice. Y'all know I want more Shanice, but this route is. I said I would.
I really thought we was gonna get something with Shanice when her and Derek were flirting, but that was fizzled out real quick.
Yeah, I know. I said previously that I would love for more Shanice, even if I had to take it through these two, but no.
Yeah, no. Not through them two, no. What? Cajun finally caught up. Yay!
That's good, Cajun. But yeah,
all right.
I ain't feel nothing with that.
I do have a bone to pick before we get into the rest of it, because like I said, y'all, it ain't a lot here. I do have a little bit of a bone to pick, and I cannot take credit. I was watching, and I wish I knew his name. I cannot remember his name, but he's on TikTok, and he does Beyond the Gates reviews. He's a black guy. And I don't remember his TikTok name, but he was having he was talking about it, and I have to agree with him. And I was like, I'm gonna talk to y'all about it. Now, I love y'all. We've already had the conversation that we are old head when it comes to soap operas for our age. Okay, I ain't saying we go back to the beginning, but we go back to when we was kids. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I grew up on the nighttime soaps. So I grew up on Dallas and Falcon Crest and Dynasty. I never really got into Knots Landing, but I did grow up on that. And I've even been reviewing Falcon Crest, my retro reviews, which I haven't done in a long. I've probably done one in about 6 months. But we're gonna get back to it, baby. We're gonna try. I actually wanted to watch one this weekend. I was like, oh, I want to watch an episode of Falcon Crest this weekend, and then I ended up not being home. But I need the Dupree. See, y'all sold us on the Duprees being this rich ass, powerful ass Black family that takes no prisoners. And I feel like y'all gave us rich, but you ain't give us a lot of the rest of it. And here's what I mean by that. I need Anita to give me more Angela Channing. I need Vernon to give me more Blake Carrington. And what I mean by that is when it comes to Leslie, all I kept saying to myself was, what would Angela do? Do you think, now don't get me wrong, Angela took some L's. She did take some L's, right? But in the grand scheme of things, Angela gave them hell, and she got more W's than she took L's. Now, again, she took some L's, and some of the L's she took were big L's. But she was down, but she was never out, okay? They might have had her on the ropes. And I just feel like we just softballing this shit. Like, even with Vernon, when it came down to the white guy, Vernon was like, well, we're just going to give them more money. No, we're not.
Right.
You tried it. It clearly did not work. He's never going to go away. And even when Bill did what had to be done. I'm liking Bill more and more, okay? Bill did what had to be done. We don't have to like Bill, but Bill is the cleanup man, and Bill did what had to be done. And I feel like if we take our own moral compass out of it, and we just look at it from we look at it just from a soap opera perspective, we know that man had to go.
Right.
He had to go. Right. All of this, well, we just need to find out what his number is. No, Vernon, give me some Blake Carrington right now. I don't know how you feel about that.
Now, I'm not going to give y'all that I like Bill, because that's just not going to happen.
I do like Bill now, but we're going to get it.
That's just not going to happen.
I think I'm going to like to hate him too, though. There are going to be times when I'm going to cuss him out, but I still like him.
But I do agree. We need, when it comes to Vernon and Anita, well, here's the thing. I'm okay with Anita being how she is, because Anita kind of reminds me of Lila Quartermain a little bit.
Oh, but Lila was so sweet.
Exactly. She's kind of like Lila. She's a sweetheart. But I do want, when it comes to Vernon, I would like to see a cutthroat Adam Chandler, because that man didn't give a fuck. Adam didn't care.
Adam, okay, give me more Adam.
Adam was.
I really like, y'all sold us that this is what we were getting, and I don't feel like we're getting that. Like, and I feel like Danny could be that person, but Danny is too inconsistent.
So yeah, I'm not saying Anita's a sweetheart, y'all. I'm just saying she kind of gives a little bit of Lila. Now Lila was a sweetheart, but Anita, I mean, especially what we saw from her when it comes to her past, she's not a sweetheart, but I don't think she's a bitch. Like, you know, I don't think she's your Vicky Lords or your Vicky and Dorian. She's not them.
Ooh, Dorian. Ooh. Oh, I miss me some Dorian Lord.
Yeah, she's not your Vicky and Dorian. I do miss Dorian Lord. That was my girl.
Baby, I love me some Dorian Lord. Ooh, you talk about a good villain.
Vicky
you talk about a good villain. Oh, see, this is how we get off on the other stuff, y'all. But I'm just saying, like, and that's what he was sort of talking about on his TikTok. And I kind of agree with him because, again, I am, out of all the nighttime soaps, Falcon Crest is my favorite. And I love me some Angela Channing. And baby, Angela Channing listen. And it's funny because watching it now as an adult, I look back on it and I'm like, I mean, outside of the fashions, which of course were early 80s fashions, right, maybe Angela was giving it to them. I mean, Angela was giving it to them. And she was a little petite thing. But Angela didn't play no games with these people. I loved it. And I need, if y'all are going to sell us that, and if somebody else was saying we need another wealthy family, I think eventually we'll get one. I think they'll bring somebody to town. Eventually that'll be, like you said, that'll rival them. That'll be another rich family. I agree. I think we need one, but I don't think we needed one in the beginning because I think that might have just been a little bit, that'd have been a lot. Mm-hmm. Like even with Falcon Crest, they bought the Kobe, I mean, not Falcon Crest, Dynasty. They bought the Kobe's in, you know, like you can't, I think we need to focus.
Yeah.
But I do think eventually they do need to bring us another family. I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm here for it. But yeah, like I said earlier, y'all can love Bill all y'all want to. It is still a hating train over here for Bill with me. And I just want y'all to know that it's gonna be forever fuck Bill, especially after this week.
That's not why Turtleneck Ted left. Turtleneck Ted left because Turtleneck Ted was never supposed to be, that role was always supposed to belong to the guy that has it now. But he had a conflict.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It was always supposed to be his role. And I think that the producers always wanted him. So when he was available, I think they just made it happen.
I love him as Ted.
And I think that had he started off, I don't think y'all would feel the way y'all feel about Turtleneck Ted. I just think that y'all got an opportunity to see somebody else in that role first. To be honest, I think that the guy that's in the role now is a better actor. I just think that y'all, and when I say y'all, I ain't saying y'all, but I mean people in general, I think they think that the first Ted might have just been better looking. But this guy is actually a better actor.
I like this. I like Keith.
Yeah, I like Keith too. And I understand it's hard for us to move on. Like we like the original, like especially if something like this where they originated the role from the beginning. Yeah. But he was literally only there a couple of months. Y'all really act like this man had that role for 20 years. He was there like 3-4 months.
Even what won me over this week was him in that bed with Leslie. I was like, okay, Ted.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Remember, technically, the Colbys were... Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is they weren't prominent from the beginning on the show. Like, the Colbys came on, they brought the Colbys on slow. Like, they didn't just show up from the first season and the Colbys were there with Dynasty. Like, they had to build up to all of that. Because the first season of Dynasty, we focused a lot on Blake and Crystal and Alexis and that whole situation. The Colbys were there, but they weren't prominent. In my opinion, I mean... Again, I would have to go back and watch it again, but from what I remember.
See, I know this stuff through my mama because she's told me a lot about them. I'm like, okay.
I rewatched. Okay, so I don't know if you remember. There used to be a cable channel called SoapNet.
Yep, SoapNet.
That's when I rewatched a lot of these shows because I mean I was a kid. I didn't remember. Yep, even if I remember some of the stuff, I had a kid mindset. Like I didn't have an adult point of view. So when SoapNet first came on, they showed all of these, and I rewatched Dallas, I rewatched Dynasty. The only one I didn't rewatch was Knots Landing. So I might, if I ever get back to doing my retro reviews, I might do Knots Landing because I have no concept of Knots Landing. I know the people who were on there, and I know it was a spinoff of Dallas. It was the son from Dallas, but I don't know nothing else about Knots Landing. So I may actually do Knots Landing one day because it'll all be new. You know what I mean? It'll all be new for me.
Yeah, I miss SoapNet because that was my shit. Because I used to watch Night Shift when General Hospital did that little branch of.
Yep. Yeah. And remember when they first and this is where ABC was ahead of its time. Remember when they first canceled All My Children and One Life to Live, and they did it when they streamed it at.
They were so far ahead of their time.
They were so far ahead of their time, and it was. I think if they did that today, it would work. I think if they had taken All My Children and One Life to Live off of the main channel and put it on Hulu or whatever they're streaming, their ABC streaming. Because remember, I don't know if you remember when they moved it, it was a lot more adult.
Yep, it was.
Because it wasn't on regular TV anymore. It was more cussing. It was a lot more adult. And they aged the kids. The kids that were on All My Children and One Life to Live, they made them older. They were they aged them. So they were more of the focal point. I think it would have, but they were just ahead of their time. Streaming just had not caught on,
The
and a lot
crazy
of
thing
people
is,
weren't in the habit. Because I remember my mom tried to watch it, and my
I
mom was
watched it.
like, I watched it too. But for people like my mom, she was like, I don't, she was like, I ain't gonna keep flipping over here to look for it, and I kept forgetting about it. But I think now
it was
ahead of its time.
It was about a few months to a year ahead of its time because it was like 2013, I think.
I think it was more than a year. I think it was a couple of years ahead of its time.
It was because what I remember is that show Orange Is the New Black. That's when it really started hitting. People started streaming that show. And I think Orange Is the New Black came out about like a year or two after this reboot that they did, and I was like, damn. I miss One Life to Live. I miss
One Life to Live so much.
I got into One Life to Live after All My Children because I was an All My Children boy.
Yeah.
I miss them.
But anyway, so let's get back to listening. Let's get back to Beyond the Gates. So that's the first story we don't care nothing about. We're gonna come back to the second story we don't care anything about because it is starting to bloom a little bit. This Joey Vanessa is starting to bloom a little bit because I think we're seeing the setup, which what we've been saying for a couple of weeks now. I think we're seeing the setup of Bye Bye Doug. So we're
why is Randy here though?
I don't know why Randy is here, and I'll be honest with you. I firmly still believe that Randy and Haley have a connection, but they need to get on with it. Like they dragging it now. Like give us something because I don't know because it makes no sense why Randy is here. It just makes no sense. You look and you're not only are you here, but you are posted up at Orphe Jeans like you got an office space there. Like the hell. Anyway, I don't think Randy and Haley are a couple. I think they're related. I think Randy and them are related.
Yeah, they might be related.
The only question is though, because Randy and Doug have known each other since kids, so how would Doug not know Haley?
Remember, Haley is an orphan. And I don't think that they're close in age either.
Haley ain't no damn orphan. Haley got a family.
She got a family, but they're not close in age because if you looking at Randy and Haley, remember Haley is supposed to be around Naomi's age, so Naomi has to be late 20s, early 30s, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And so Haley got to be in her 20s somewhere.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Early 30s.
So Randy would be like, oh yeah, because if Randy and Doug knew, okay.
And Doug got to be like 40 something.
I hate to feel like I'm criticizing everything this week, but this is what happens when you give me a slow week. I can focus on the stuff I don't like. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like they fucked up with the age from the beginning of the show. I feel like in my opinion, these people that they cast don't fit the age that you want them to be.
No.
Except for Vanessa. That was mean. I'm sorry. Let me rewind.
So what I will say,
that was mean.
Chelsea is around the age that she plays. Because she is early 20s. She's like 23. She's the youngest one, well, besides Tyrell.
I know, but Ted and Nicole just do not look old enough to have kids in their mid-late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Like Martin has to be in his mid-late 30s.
Yeah, he is.
You see what I'm saying? He's old enough to have teenagers. Like they just don't look, and maybe in real life they are, but they just don't look it, And then, like Danny and Ted, and Bill. I don't know. I know that black don't crack, y'all. I get it.
Now I will say, girl, what is her name? The girl that plays Nicole, she is, because she got grown. She actually has grown kids. She has grown sons.
Okay, maybe it's just me and the black don't crack thing. Maybe it's just me. Y'all know that the lady that plays Nicole was a video vixen back in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I saw a reel of all the different videos she's been in, and I was like,
"Yeah,
go ahead, Nicole."
Yeah, Daphne got grown sons, and if I'm not mistaken, I think her oldest is like at least 20 something.
But that's still at least 10 years older than they want us to believe that Martin is. For Martin to have teenage kids, for Martin to be old enough to have gone through college, been elected into office, adopt kids that are old enough to be in high school, you want me to believe that Nicole is at least 10 years older than that?
Yeah.
She was a Playboy bunny.
I didn't know that part.
I didn't know that either. Well, I didn't know the first part. All right, so we're gonna come back around. I mean, we'll get back, but let's get some of these other things out here. Okay, June is working at Orphe Jeans. Let me say this. I'm glad they finally got a waitress at Orphe Jeans, because have we ever seen one?
No.
People just be having food. I mean, have we ever really seen a waitress at Orphe Jeans? So I'm glad that we have a waitress.
I'd rather have no waitress than June's ass. Because June coming up to my, you look like you want a burger and shake. No, bitch, that ain't what I want. And then gonna give somebody else my food.
Listen,
bitch.
June is, we gonna find another job for June. That's not, June could be a good hostess though. Not that Orphe Jeans needs a hostess, but I can see June being a good hostess. Like, let her talk the people up and take them to their table, and then that's it. We don't need nothing else for June. We don't need her getting nobody food, none of that. We don't need her doing nothing else. But the other thing is, we see what's the girl's name? Samantha actually wants a relationship with her mom. Mm-hmm. Now, I think she brought up a valid point. We saw when she went to Martin and told him about the boy and how she, the boy, she didn't do anything, but she sort of felt, she felt that he was going to be mad at her. Like, going through the shit that girls go through. Okay, I'd say kids go through, but as a woman, I'll say that girls go through. Mm-hmm. And she brought up a valid point to say, listen, I'm in a house full of men. And yes, I could call Gran. Yes, I could call Aunt Danny. Yes, I could call Grandma Nicole. Yes, I could even call my cousins. But now that I know my mom, I know who she is, I want to talk to her. That doesn't mean I want her to be my mom. That doesn't mean I want us to be best friends. But I'm curious. And also, to be fair, she doesn't remember as much as the son, the oldest son does. Yeah. I think that's a legitimate way to bring June into their life, because we knew they were going to do it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a legitimate way. I don't know. How did you feel about that whole moment?
When Samantha said it, I was like, you know what? It makes sense. Like, I'm cool with it. You're a girl. Like you said, she can go to Gran. Yeah, she can go to, Grandma Nicole, Aunt Danny, Aunt Kat, Cousin Chelsea, and everybody. But she has questions for June about, what was her first time? Like, what was, when did she get her period and all that kind of stuff? And I'm like, those are valid questions to have. I don't feel like she, if she wants to have a relationship with June, cool, but proceed with caution.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with proceed with caution.
Because June is just too, like, not loose, but flimsy, like kind of like, it's like she goes with the wind. June is not, she's just getting stable and secure in her life. So I would proceed with caution with June. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. And I have to look at it, and I have to also look at it from Tyrell's perspective as well. Like you said, Samantha doesn't remember this stuff that Tyrell does. Mm-hmm. Tyrell remembers the nights where they were hungry, cold, and everything. So I got his point of view too. I was like, it's a tricky situation to be in. And I'm glad that, when Samantha and Tyrell were getting into it with each other, that Smitty jumped in and it was like, we don't talk to each other like that. Like, your sister wants to have a relationship, because Tyrell was like, yeah, majority rules. Like, I don't want June in this house. Pop don't want June in this house, and Dad don't want June in this house. And I'm glad that Smitty said, no, we're not saying that. Like, that's her decision, and I agree with that. Like, it's
and I agree with everybody in the chat that are arguing for both sides of it. I understand that June is unstable. I understand that, and I don't think that she needs to be a mama. Let's be clear. I don't think she needs to come in and giving advice on how to be a mother. But I do understand that, kids, no matter what you do, no matter what you give them, and this is going to be my conversation tomorrow night when we do our Heart and Hustle review. I felt some kind of way about something that happened in the Heart and Hustle review. At the end of the day, kids are going to always desire their biological parents. It doesn't mean that they don't love you or appreciate what you did for them as a step parent or adoptive parent. But there is something about understanding that connection. And unfortunately, Samantha might have to learn for herself. And I'm not saying that they should allow Samantha to run off with June and go on vacations with June. I'm not even saying that they should allow her to get in a car with June. I'm saying if she wants to meet at Orphe Jean's and have lunch with June, I don't see the issue in that. And yeah, I'm not saying that she can give this girl life altering advice. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I understand. I think it's a very reasonable and valid desire that she has to want to be around with her, be around her mom. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to address a comment, and it's not in a bad way. Tiffany, she was like, her relationship with June has nothing to do with Tyrell. I agree with you. But what Tyrell was saying is he doesn't want June in the house. He doesn't want to be around June. That's what he was saying. He ain't saying that Samantha don't have a relationship with her. He just didn't want to. He just remembers what happened with June, and he chooses not to be around June. That's what he was saying to Samantha. Not saying I don't want you to have a relationship. He did kind of say it, but
I was going to say I disagree. I think that's what he was saying.
He was saying
that's what he was saying is why do you want to be? Why do you want her around? Why do you want to talk to her? You don't remember when she did this and she did that. I think he was trying to say no.
But the biggest part was he didn't want June in that house with him. He didn't want.
I agree.
That was the biggest thing for him. He didn't want June to come to the house, and I agree with him. Like, y'all don't. Again, they don't know June. Like, well, they know June, but the June that they, and you know, like I think Smitty or Martin, one of them said it. She had enough sense to give y'all away when she couldn't take care of y'all. So that is something to keep in mind when it comes to June.
Yeah, I think that I agree that they don't have to have the same relationship with June, but I just think that she should be open to having a relationship with June. And I understand that the writers use this. Hey, what's up, Sir James? I understand that the writers use this example as to usher June into the conversation, but I don't think it's just about her, whether Samantha thinks she's ready for sex or not. Because I agree. I don't necessarily think that that's June's place to give Samantha advice as somebody that has never been around her. Like I would feel more comfortable with her talking to her cousins or her Auntie Danny about it. But the flip side, I think the bigger conversation is when she has these issues, when she has these things and she doesn't feel comfortable going to her parents about.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. But I understand what y'all are saying, though. Again, I see both sides of the coin. I do think she should be allowed to explore it. And unfortunately, if June is going to disappoint her, let her find out her way. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, I think they should proceed with caution and take baby steps. I ain't saying they should just give her carte blanche.
Right.
You know, but
that's like a conversation me and my best friend had, because y'all know I'm adopted, and I had to, with my biological mother, I had to experience her for myself and realize, yeah, this just isn't for me. And me and my best friend had that conversation about her daughter, which is, you know, she's like, she ain't like my niece. She is my niece, right? And I was like, her father went in her, you know, her father, piece of shit. And she was in, and at one point in time, my best friend would, you know, do stuff for her daughter and say, oh, your daddy did this. And I would look at her and I'm like, girl, why did you say that her daddy did that? Like, tell her the truth. That was you. Like, you bought that for her. He didn't send you the money for that. And she was like, you know, I'm just doing this, you know, she's like, I don't want to, because my niece she loved her daddy when she was a little girl. And I was just like, oh God, I was like, please stop lying, stop telling her that shit. That's not true. And my mama had a conversation with me one day. She was like, I know you love them. She was like, and, you know, if she feel like that's the right thing for them, then, you know, voice your opinion, but, you know, let her do what she feels. And I listened to my best friend because she was like, I just don't want to disrupt how she feels. I'm like, but in the grand scheme, because you see how it is with me, I feel like that's going to hurt her in the long run, but it hasn't. It hasn't. So I'm happy that I was wrong, because it didn't affect her at all, because she doesn't have a relationship with him. She's more closer to her stepfather than anything. So I'm glad that it didn't go the way that I was thinking it was going to go. But yeah, I feel like, you know, yeah, let Samantha experience June for herself. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then it's a life lesson.
Okay. Now we're gonna move on. Now we see Vernon block Leslie from the country club, but then we see Leslie eating at the country club later on in the week. Did I miss something?
No. I got a question when it comes to Leslie. Where does money come? Like, she doing so much with this money. It's like I'm not understanding it.
Yeah, I said that last week. I think they're not being. I think the writers are being ridiculous with this money thing because
she got $1 million.
Right, and I understand that she gets every month she gets another paycheck, but she done spent that $1 million 10 times already.
Exactly.
So I feel like they're doing too much. Like I get the house. Like we knew that's what she was going to do. We knew she was going to get a house beyond the gate. Like we knew that was the first thing she was going to do.
Absolutely.
But every time we see her, she's shopping. She's doing this. She's doing that. She's doing that. And unless they said there was a lump, and we might have missed it. Y'all tell us in the chat. Did they say she got a lump sum and then she was getting a monthly payout of $1 million a month, or what? Because I'm still not understanding.
It would have to be a week the way she's spending because they banned her from the country club, but then she donates a damn athletic thing in her name. I was like, girl, with what money?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they're doing too much now. I mean, again, we knew the house. We definitely knew the house, but she got it back. I think it because I was like, this is crazy. We're gonna come back. I know we're gonna talk about this Leslie Ted thing. We're gonna come back to that, child. We'll come back around to that. I'm just going through my notes, y'all. So anything we talked about that already. Danny, Bill, and Haley. Oh. Can I say this? The way I was cracking up when Bill did not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Yeah. Bill saw right through that bullshit. It was so this what we doing? Like, you put on an act to try to but see what Bill thinks is that this is some innocent, she's just trying to prove a point. No, she wasn't trying to prove a point. I don't think it's as innocent as Bill is trying to make it out to be.
He know it ain't.
Because that could have been dangerous. What if Bill wasn't, I don't want to say smart, but what if Bill was that could have really went wrong on Tomas.
I kind of wanted it to.
Yeah. Like I said, I told y'all what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to go bad. I thought Tomas was going to get fired and then he was going to go work for Leslie. Like, that's what I thought was going to happen. But Bill was just like, yeah, so what's all this? But again, Haley does have a right to feel some kind of way because Danny is feeling some kind of way. Like, Danny is side-eyeing Bill a little bit. So, and when I say has a right to feel that way, because she stole the woman's husband to begin with, but I'm saying she ain't too far off.
Okay.
You're no longer Team Haley. Well, I'm glad to know that.
Okay. I'll go along, but I'll go along, but
what?
What you saying about she had, about her, the whole, she took her husband. So I think she is peeping Danny, but it's like the age-old saying goes, how you get them is how you lose them.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying what I'm saying is she's right about her instincts that Bill and Danny, that connection is still there. But I'm not saying she's right for feeling how she feels. Because like you said, she stole that woman's husband to begin with.
Yeah. Bless you. Bless you.
Excuse me. Okay. Thank you.
The thing is, I was irritated seeing Haley. But y'all know I can't stand Haley as it already is. So there we go with that. But the thing was, it's like, ma'am, their child just came back. They want to do something to celebrate her. Why are you like, again, do I get it? Yeah, you see what everybody else is seeing. There's a spark that's reigniting between Bill and Danny. But this ain't the hill to die on when it comes to their daughter.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you might just have to, you need to ride this one out. And see, this is where Haley not having real friends is a problem. Because if she actually had real friends, her real friends would be like, girl, let this one ride. Let this one ride. Like you ain't really got no dog in this fight.
Exactly.
let this one go and give it a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months. Yeah, and if it's still if Danny's still popping up, then you drop your balls. Because when her talking about something, you need to go remind Danny and da 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 da.
I rolled my eyes so hard at that shit. It's like, Haley, you're that insecure.
Well, she's that insecure because she know how easy it was for her. See, that's the thing. When you get it like that, and you see how easy it was for you to get Bill away from his wife of 30 years or 20 years, however long they were married, yeah, you're insecure because, hell, you stole him in, what, a 2-year window, and you ain't been married but so long. Yeah, she desperate. She insecure as hell.
And that's why I think she was trying to get pregnant as a security blanket.
You said Haley is the wife. She should stand her ground because they will continue to dismiss her because they know she won't do anything. Huh? I don't think anybody's dismissing Haley.
No.
See, again, like I said before, this is not, in my opinion, this is not a regular, I put in air quotes, step mom situation. Number one, she was the mistress. Forget about the fact that she was the best friend to the daughter. We can add that element later. She was the mistress. So this woman has no relationship with those kids. This woman can't even be in the same room with Danny without there being an argument. I don't think that's the same. Then you add in the element that she's the former best friend of the daughter. So you mean to tell me what were they supposed to do? Because the daughter can't stand her. The family can't stand her. The wife can't be in the same room with her. I don't think they dismissed her. I think in that situation, she should have taken a back seat because she was more of a distraction in that situation than anything else. And if Bill wasn't insisting that she be there, she should have sat to the side. Now, again, if this were a situation where Danny and Bill divorced, even if she were a mistress, but they had been married for a few years, if she had been around long enough to be a real stepmother to Chelsea, that might be a different argument. They ain't even been married a year, and Chelsea a grown-ass woman that wasn't even speaking to her daddy because of Haley. Exactly. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's the same. Now, if this were a second wife situation that was an established second wife situation, I probably would be arguing and be like, nah, that was messed up. They could have invited her. They could have let her in the room. But in this situation, there is no world where I feel like Haley should have pushed herself into that room. I'm sorry.
It's like you said before, take out all the other factors. She's still the other woman. Yeah. Equation.
And then the kids, and it's not even and listen, they still got band-aids on the wounds. Like the wedding, literally the wedding was less than a year ago.
Yeah. They've only been married, what, 6-7 months?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just my opinion. And I hear what y'all again in normal, because somebody said that last week. I think it was Xavier was like, well, she is the stepmother. This ain't normal. This ain't a regular situation. For me, it's not. And Haley is insecure. And I think part of the reason why she's insecure is, like I said, but I also think she has a plan. What's up, Shay Renee? Hey, boo. Come on through, Shay Renee. Hey, girl. I saw Shay Renee a couple of weeks ago. But I think that for me, I feel like Haley has a bigger plan. And
I know you've been saying that
she's losing her grip on Bill. I think she's losing her grip on whatever this bigger plan is. And I think that's where some of this insecurity is coming from as well. That's just my opinion.
I'm ready for them to tell us more about Haley.
I think she was supporting Bill as a spouse a way that Ted should have for Nicole. Okay, girl. I disagree, but you see it the way you see it, baby. You see it the way you see it.
Right. I disagree because Haley was there out of jealousy.
Right.
It wasn't out of,
because it was about me. At no point in time was Haley about what can we do to help. And if that means you need me to go pick up sandwiches, I'll do that. If that means you need me to go sit on the sideline, I'll do that. She was saying, I should be there. When they went on the news, she was like, I should be sitting there next to Bill.
That was what I was
It
just
was
about to
all
say.
about her.
That was what I was just about to say. When Danny and Bill were doing that video, Haley made that about herself. And I'm like, ma'am, their child has been kidnapped. This ain't got nothing to do with you at this point. I get that you probably see a little twinge, a spark there, but these are two parents who are missing their child and don't know if their child is alive or dead.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like, if it's really about you wanting to be there for support, then you wouldn't matter. It wouldn't bother you what role they need you to play. You need me to go, okay, y'all put an order in.
Exactly.
All right, I'm running down to Orphe Jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go pick it up. Oh, exactly. Wait a minute. Y'all need Beyond the Gates. Y'all need to let the police set up set up a sting at my house. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way that you can say I'm gonna be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Cajun, if you don't go to hell,
what, Cajun?
If you don't go to hell,
Cajun ass be getting in trouble.
If you don't go to hell, no, I don't look like I could be Haley's brother.
He does not. What the hell?
Cajun, go to hell expedition.
Oh, now see, now cheap, now cheap. 83 times 21. Now, me and you might be on the same. She definitely got a scheme. I don't know what it is, but Randy's a part of it. Ain't nobody gonna convince me different. I don't know what it is though. Cajun,
keep trying, Cajun.
Cajun, just because you're a mod don't mean you can't be timed out. I can time you out, sir.
Now y'all think she would like fake her own, well, you know what? She faked the pregnancy.
She faked the pregnancy.
And a miscarriage.
And a whole miscarriage.
So I mean, shit not.
And even set Danny up in the process. Hey, Miss Didi, you're new here. Welcome.
Welcome.
That's like Carolina Kitchen. Y'all they don't have a Carolina Kitchen in Texas. This is a restaurant here called Carolina Kitchen. It's like Southern food. When you come in, they be like, welcome.
They do that. It's a lot of places they do that at here.
Oh, they do? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, we got quite a few places, like mom and pop.
I feel like I want some Texas Roadhouse today. Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
I know you did.
No, I just got an SOS text. Hold on. Never mind. I'll respond later. Okay. The person might be looking at me. We still don't know why she faked her pregnancy. Because the walls were closing in on her. That's why she faked that pregnancy. Oh, you don't know why she faked. I think she faked the pregnancy to lock Bill in. I don't know. It's something because the way they kept bringing up that money that he was putting in this fund. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna find out soon. I feel like that's gonna take us into the holidays. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. Danny. Okay, I just did that one. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hit this one out too. Eva, Tomas, and Kat. Now, I wrote in my notes, 3 strikes, you're out.
Oh, that's done.
Sir, now I will say this. To be fair, and I know we don't like Tomas, but to be fair, Tomas did try to say, listen, we're clearly not connecting. Let's talk about it. And Eva was very offended. She was like, what you trying to say? It's my fault? What if? And I was like, I don't feel like he was saying it's your fault. I think he was saying we are not connecting. Let's figure it out. But let's rewind before we. So Kat went and apologized to Tomas about popping off on Eva, and then Tomas takes Kat to a romantic night at the hotel, which of course ends in them, doing the do of the do. This is the TV show Beyond the Gates, Miss Didi. We're doing the soap opera, and they didn't connect again, and it finally ended with Kat just letting Tomas know maybe it's me. I mean, maybe it's you that's just not good in bed. I mean, how do you feel about this whole situation?
My jaw dropped when she did it. I was like, damn, Kat. I was like, oh, wow. And I saw a lot of people online blaming Kat, like, upset with her delivery. And y'all know I love Kat, but y'all know I'm always going to say Kat's delivery is fucked up when it comes out. But people were trying to blame Kat, like, oh, she's, they were trying to put everything on her. I'm like, and they were like, oh, because she's a virgin. Okay, because she's a virgin, she doesn't, she might not know what good, what is quote unquote good sex, but she know what ain't good to her. And obviously what Tomas is doing is not good to her. So everybody was just, because I saw on Twitter where people just trashing Cat. I'm like, why are y'all trashing Cat? Tomas is
I didn't read what they were saying. I think for me it was the delivery, because I feel like he wasn't saying that it was you. He was saying we don't have a connection, and she was being very defensive. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I am no Tomas fan. I do think that Tomas plays in Cat's face, because it's clear that he has feelings for Eva, and it's more than just him defending Eva. He clearly has feelings for Eva, so I think he's playing in Cat's face. But in that moment, I just feel like I could see why people were like, "Damn, Cat," because I was like, "Damn, Cat."
Yeah, it's just her delivery, but she wasn't wrong. I mean, shit, maybe he ain't like. Let's just be real. Tomas, the way Tomas acts, you would think he is Casanova putting it down, but a virgin is telling you it ain't like a virgin is telling you it ain't good to them.
Exactly, Xavier. And that's how I feel about it. If he was doing something wrong and he's asked, because let me tell you something, and you're a man, so you can tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like it takes a lot for a man to say, hey, what am I not doing right? What is not feeling good? I feel like it takes a lot for a man to say, to acknowledge that something ain't connecting and to ask you. And then her response was just, well, why are you saying it to me? What if it's not me? What if it's you? What if it's... And I'm like, whoa, I don't feel like that's how he came off at her.
No,
I don't feel like that. And so I think that's where she's getting some of the pushback from, because I think it's her response, not that she doesn't have a right to feel the way she feels, but I think it's the way she responded, because I don't feel like he came at her that way. Again, taking how I feel about Tomas out of the equation, just that one moment, I just feel like the way she came at him, I was like, well, damn, girl.
Yeah, it was harsh. Because when I tell you my mouth dropped, I was like, damn, Cat.
I had that situation happen to me. There was this guy, I'm telling y'all too much of my business on a Sunday morning, but there was this guy who, I mean, women were literally like fighting over him, right? Like, and don't get me wrong, I thought he was nice looking. He dressed nice. He had a little money. You know what I mean? He was a real cool dude. And we were friends. Fast forward, some things went down. And on the back end, I was like, that's what these people are fighting over? I mean, but I wasn't trying to make him my man. I mean,
right.
But I really felt the same way. I was like, they really was acting like this man was the shit. And I was like, it wasn't, So now I was trying to make him my man. We would have had to have a conversation, but that's, that's what it was. Not could have had a V8 child. Does Cat even know what she likes? She seems uptight and probably doesn't even play. Let me say this. I'm going to be honest and say this. In my opinion, I think it's a combination of things. I think it's a combination of her waiting so long and her having an expectation of what it's supposed to be. I think it's a combination of her not being mentally connected with Tomas. And so they don't have that mental connection. And it might be that Tomas doesn't try as hard as maybe he thinks he should, because maybe he thought, well, she's a virgin, I don't have to try that hard. Maybe he's used to women thinking he's the shit because he's, this hot Latino dude, and that she think, why I do that? That was racist. Why I do that? I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying, like, I do think it was a combination, and I agree with Shay Renee to a certain extent that does she know what makes her feel good? Does she know what pleasures her? Because how can she articulate it to somebody else if she doesn't know herself? And that might be where her lashing out came from, because she doesn't know how to have that conversation because she doesn't know.
I can see that point too. But I can also see your other point where you said maybe, when it comes to Tomas, maybe he is used to girls getting with him because, he's this hot, he's this hot guy. And it's the opposite with Cat. Like, you with her being a virgin, you think you putting your all into it, but you're really not. And I think that's where it comes. But I mean, again, I agree with Shay too. Like, with Cat being a virgin, has she ever experienced, has she have she ever had her oops on my moment?
And I mean, let's be clear. We can't listen. If we're gonna be adults, let's be adults. So you cannot underestimate knowing what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot underestimate that, because what turns her on don't turn me on, and vice versa.
Right.
But I think it's all of the above, y'all. I think they just don't have that connection. I think somebody said that she slept with him out of spite. I think it's all of the above. I think it's all of the above, you guys.
Yeah, I think she's been trying to make this happen for the longest time, but it's never been there. He does have a chemistry with Eva, even though y'all know how I feel about Eva too, but he has chemistry with Eva.
I agree with what Brianna Nicole said. I need him to go ahead and sleep with Eva so we'll know if it's him. Because if Eva rolls over and rolls her eyes, then we'll know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And you're right. Just because she's a virgin doesn't mean she's never reached her peak. You're right. Y'all are absolutely correct. Everybody in the chat. But I agree. I do. I think him and Eva need to go on and sleep together. Maybe this is gonna be it. Maybe this is enough for him, because his little ego gonna be bruised.
He is.
So this might be enough for him to, because they already at the hotel. All they gotta do is get on the elevator and go to her room. I mean, like this turning into the Metro Court. Just everybody at the Metro Court.
Yes.
Why he didn't take her to his apartment?
That was.
I don't know.
It definitely has turned into the Metro Court.
Okay. Haley and Tomas. Okay, we already talked about that. Party for Bill. Bill didn't fall for it. Okay. Let's start here. Doug goes to Bill to snitch on, basically to snitch on Bill. Oh, can we talk about it? Can we talk about how Doug ran his ass over to Bill's house to snitch on Bill? He let Bill know what was going on with Vanessa and the money laundering, but he also told Bill that he suspected that Joey unalived somebody and made it look like it was just a robbery, which of course gave Bill what he needed to run back to Joey and say, Joey, you got a problem. And listen, Joey, you are no Sonny Corinthos.
Absolutely.
Because as much as Sonny loved Brenda, and we know that Sonny loved Brenda, as much as Sonny loved Brenda, baby, Sonny kept business, and pleasure.
He did.
That don't mean that Brenda didn't interfere. That don't mean that Brenda didn't dip her head in
every
now and then. But baby, Sonny was quick to let Brenda know this grown man business right here. This grown folk business. All of this letting Vanessa, be involved in these conversations. Like, sir.
That's why Brenda hated Jason so much.
Yep.
That's why Brenda hated Jason.
Yep.
It's so funny. I remember, because when I got into GH, I knew that I knew that Jason and Brenda had gotten married, but I didn't realize until I started going back and rewatching. I'm like, oh wait, she hates Jason. So that wasn't a marriage of love. She married Jason. She had to marry Jason, because I was like, Brenda hates Jason's ass. But it's the same thing with Carly, like with Sonny and Carly. Sonny didn't put Carly in the business.
Carly put Carly in the business.
Exactly. Carly put herself in the business. Even when Sonny when he had his, he lost his memory, Carly stepped up to be in the business, even though everybody was like, no, Carly, don't do that. But we know Carly gonna do whatever Carly wants to do.
Carly gonna do what Carly wanted to do.
So yeah.
Not only that, but Carly had what Vanessa did. What Brenda didn't have. Carly had Jason.
Yeah.
So even though, because let's be clear, now Carly's in the mix because she's been around so damn long, she knows. But she would get involved in a lot of stuff through Jason, not Sonny. But anyway, but Joey, sir, I'm not feeling that, because I feel like you know better. But anyway, Bill goes to Joey and basically says, look, we got a problem, we need to handle it. And the wrinkle in this is the Doug part of this. Now, Joey gets Vanessa to go away on vacation with him. You think they're going to do Doug while they out of town?
I think that's the plan.
Mm.
That's definitely the plan.
Mm.
When I saw them on vacation and I saw that clip of Jacob calling her, I'm like, oh, Joey, you ain't see. And like you said, he's no Sonny. Sonny wouldn't do no shit like that. Sonny would have Jason take the person out, and that person would be bye-bye. We wouldn't see him no more ever again. Like Cyrus Renault, even though that wasn't Jason and Sonny, but yeah, no. There's so many people that Sonny and Jason have taken out that we ain't saw no more.
Right. Just be gone. Just be gone. Vanessa is adding nothing. Brandy will have to do it to repay his debt to Joey. Yeah, I definitely think Randy's getting back in the mix. I don't know.
He didn't even do it the first time when it came to Kenny. He didn't take out Kenny. He was supposed to.
Right. Jason don't make no mistakes. Exactly.
He sure the hell don't. That is one thing Jason Morgan does not do.
Yes. All right. And don't worry, you guys. I'm not missing my game. I'm taping the game. We good. Don't tell me nothing that's going on the game. We good. Okay. I already wrote that. Okay, I already got that. Okay. So last two things. What did I say we were gonna go back to? I think we went back to it. Oh no, we're gonna go back to. So last two things before we get to the your boy Ted slipping up with Leslie. Leslie and Anita do have like a little moment where they connect over Barbara, excuse me. I'm not sure how far that's going to go in the long run, but I don't know. What did you think about that moment?
I thought it was cute to see Leslie in a different light this week, but it's not going to last long. We're talking about Leslie here.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to last
long. The same woman, she had me screaming earlier in the week when she went over to the house to tell them about tearing down the people's house that she's buying. And she said, I'm building a house. And Anita said, a what? A house. I was like, girl, what the hell is a house? She said, a studio. And I said, a studio and a house. And then she's talking about Auntie Anita, you might want to get your hearing checked. I said, this bitch right here is crazy.
Yeah,
and then I was like, do they have, and then I was like, is there an HOA here? Because
there's an HOA.
Because you're talking about putting garden gnomes and fairies and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, girl, and what HOA is gonna let you do that?
They're gonna get her. The HOA gonna get her, child. She just talking shit. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
So it was cute, but it's not gonna last with Leslie. Yeah.
Danny and Andre on their way to Vegas. Do we care?
They were they drunk the whole entire
They were drunk the whole time.
Because I was so confused because I was looking at Thursday and I realized that they were drunk at the country club. But then I was like, did they go straight from the country club to his place and her place to pack and go to the airport and still drunk?
Damn. And who told him to wear that shirt? Did you see that shirt?
Uh-huh. Like
who told you to wear that shirt, sir?
Like I was like, huh?
Listen.
But then it was him whining about Ashley. I was like, Andre, you were not in a relationship with that girl.
Like y'all barely kissed. You took her on one date, maybe two, if you count the fake date in your apartment when you took her to Paris. I mean, sir. That's why I just don't care about none of this because y'all doing too much and y'all really want me to fall for the banana in the tailpipe with this shit. And I cannot, I just can't.
I can't either because that was just I got Danny's frustration about Haley having Bill go and assert their relationship to Danny. I got her frustration while she's getting drunk, but Andre, you over here drinking because this girl pulled a Chrissy with Jim Jones and asked him to marry her.
Chrissy Jim Jones.
Like, no, like y'all weren't together. Y'all were never together. Y'all weren't even a couple. She ended things with you because she came over to your place and saw you with Danny, which again, like we said plenty of times before, the writers were on the wall. I don't know how Ashley didn't see that they were a thing. But
I'm not sure either. So, all right. So those are the last two things before we get to this. The Ted, Leslie, Nicole situation. So listen, I was really hoping that it was a dream, but it was real. And it was cliche. The minute Eva went over to her mama's house and told her that Bill was drunk, that Ted was drunk, we knew what it was.
And that's why I don't see it for Eva.
Oh, yeah. I told you I'm off the Eva train. I was trying to work with Eva. I am off the Eva train.
Hard stop. Because it's like, ma'am. So you see Ted getting drunk. Okay, cool. You put him to bed. Okay, cool. You leave. Okay, cool. Why the fuck did you go to your mama that you know is infatuated? Like, no, man.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's how I felt about it too. I was like, girl, and here's the thing, Eva, you're not this stupid. Mm-mm. You're not this naive. You know your mama be on some bullshit. Mm-hmm. You sat there and let your mama know that this man was vulnerable. And then once again, you're blaming Ted. You come around and you blame Ted. I'm sorry. Ted was in his room, in his bed where you left him, with the door locked, snoring, sleeping off the damn shit, probably gonna have a badass hangover in the morning. Your mama, let's talk about what your mama did. Your mama pushed you out the apartment, took a shower, put on her lingerie, got in her car, drove to the hotel, got up to the man's room, knocked on the door, pushed her way in, and even when the man told her to get out, she locked the door and proceeded to continue to seduce him. Now, don't get me wrong. They are both comparable in this situation, but we ain't gonna sit here and act like it was that your daddy did it to her. Go ahead.
Right. Leslie, I got a question for you too, baby girl. You know that this man is drunk. I'm sorry. Now, have I had drunk sex before? Yes. Would I do it again? No. Like no. But
I would.
Maybe I would. Maybe I don't know.
Listen, drunk sex is fun. I don't know.
I was gonna say it was fun. It was a fun. That was a fun
Shit,
night.
I tried to have some drunk sex. No, I'm just playing.
That was a fun night. So I will say that. But the way that Ted is drunk, Ted is belligerently drunk. Like that man down that whole bottle. And that's the only way that you can get him to sleep with you. Like, I wouldn't want that. That wouldn't.
Baby, Ted was supposed to be throwing up. The way he was taking them shots of that, baby, I'm a whiskey drinker.
I can't.
The way he was taking them shots of that whiskey, Ted's supposed to be drunk. Ted's supposed to be throwing up.
And I can't imagine that was good. I can't imagine that was some good sex. The way as drunk as he was, don't give your daddy a hug. I can't imagine that was some good sex. That sex, no.
Now that's true, Shay Renee. That is true. Now the men, sometimes the men be struggling with the drunk sex. You're right,
and that's what I was thinking. I was like, that thing can't be as good as Leslie made it out to be.
It wasn't. And to be honest with you, I would be honest with you and say, did they even actually consummate the situation? Because Ted don't fucking remember.
He sure don't.
He remember kissing her and waking up with her in bed. Now, it doesn't change. Whether they actually did or not, it doesn't change. If I were Nicole, it wouldn't change anything.
No.
But, and see, Ted, I had hope for you. I was hoping that you was going to find your way back. First of all, you didn't fight hard enough. Let's start there. You wasn't fighting hard enough for Nicole. Because I don't know what you could have done, but you certainly weren't doing what you could have been doing. And I'm not saying it would have changed anything, because Nicole might have still been like, no, sir, it's a wrap. I don't want you no more. Okay. But you didn't even put no effort into it. But whatever effort you thought you was putting into it, you had to know that this was going to be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to lie to her. I was so glad he didn't. I said, now, come on, Ted, don't lie to this woman.
Yeah, I was glad he didn't.
But he did tell her, Yeah, I knew he was. You said, Corey said, I knew he was going to screw Leslie because he around her too much. I agree. And I think we said that a few weeks ago too. We were like, why is he constantly giving And I think you might have been the one that said it first, JB, between the two of us. You were like, they're going to sleep together. Because why do you keep allowing this woman in your space?
Yep. Now, I didn't think he was going to be drunk and do it. I thought it was going to be he was so tired of Nicole not taking his lackluster advances. Because the fact that man, even drunk, said, I've done so much to try to win her back. Flowers, sir. That's what you give to a person that's give people that's died. You give people
Right.
flowers.
I mean, you send flowers when you forgot an anniversary. Like that's you would have done more for Nicole if you had forgotten y'all's anniversary than you've done in this situation. At least that we've seen. Like she's supposed to come home every morning and just the living room be flooded. Like if you're gonna send flowers, she should not have to be able to walk. She should not have to be able to go left or go right. Mm-hmm. Right. We should be like I said, the same way that that Andre simulated that trip to Paris. You could have done a trip to Hawaii. That's allegedly that's where y'all met and fell in love. Like we're gonna have, you know, on the flat screen, we're gonna have a beach scene. I'm gonna put sand on the floor. I'm gonna have a luau in the living room. I mean, we're gonna I'm gonna recreate that time. I'm gonna make you fall in love with me again. I'm gonna make you remember the person you fell in love with. Like, I mean, I don't think you could have actually picked her up and kidnapped her and taken her to Hawaii, but you damn sure could have like commandeered the living room.
Exactly.
Spray some Hawaii breeze for breeze. Damn.
Okay, exactly. Because I mean, Febreze is everywhere.
Right. I know Febreze got a Hawaiian scent. Shit.
She definitely do.
You know, so I just feel like in my mind, I feel like, Ted, maybe you didn't really want to be married to Nicole. Maybe in the back of your mind, you're actually okay with this. Because I don't feel like you were fighting that hard.
It wasn't until he got them divorce papers.
Not Derek did more to fight for his bland piece of toast. You know what? But you ain't wrong. He did. But you ain't wrong. He did. He did. He fought harder for Ashley than Ted is fighting for this marriage he claimed he wants so bad.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know. I just feel like there's a part of me that feels like.
I even thought Ted was gonna kick it into overdrive when he saw her with Carlton.
Right.
Like your wife on a date with another man. And
I'm not blaming Eva. Somebody said we can't blame Eva. I mean, you weren't saying it to me. You were just saying in general. I'm not blaming Eva. I just don't understand why Eva's mad at Ted is what I'm saying. You took advantage of my mom. You know how my mom feels. I'm sorry. Your mama knocked on my door. And I was drunk. And you know how drunk I was. You had to put me to bed. That's how drunk I was.
Exactly. But then
how is this my fault again?
Exactly. And that's my issue with Eva. You're mad at Ted, but then you talking when your mama is sitting there telling you about the shit. You call your mama what she is, delusional. So why are you upset with your daddy?
I mean, even with the situation last week when she was mad, you went to him and said, I need you to help convince my mama not to buy that house. And he did the only thing he knew how to do. And I mean, he thought it was going to get him some brownie points. Let's be clear too. But again, why are we sitting here acting like Taylor Ann said the way people hate Ashley is hilarious to me. Are you an Ashley fan? We're looking for him.
I didn't know that they existed.
Well, listen, we didn't know that Robin had fans until
that is true.
The show, so
that is true. Well, everybody has a fan.
Everybody. That's the one thing I've learned in this world. And when I started doing reviews, baby, everybody got fans. So.
And here's the thing. I think we all can say we don't hate Ashley. We just don't care for Ashley.
I don't hate Ashley as like. I think they could have done a lot with her story, and I just think the story they did with her is a story none of us care about.
Exactly.
I just think her and Derek didn't give me, and from the very beginning they tried to push the Derek Andre triangle on us, and I don't think any of us cared about that either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know I didn't care.
I damn sure didn't.
I mean, from the very beginning, I didn't understand why they like. Where did this Andre? Because even if they had said that Andre and Ashley dated in high school, even if they had said, "Well, Andre and Ashley had a fling years ago," like something. She said, "No, I ain't a fan." I got you, Taylor. I got you, babe. But I mean, even if they had given us some sort of backstory to the Andre. Ashley thing, it was like it just came out of nowhere, and it was from day one, and I just never understood where it was coming from.
Right.
Because again, you want us to believe that Andre is this wanderlust in town, out of town, you know, leaving women behind. Like you wanted us to buy into this whole thing, but now it's like it was hard for the fans to buy into it, and I just think as a result we don't care.
Definitely, I can say.
And the acting was bad, which didn't help because Derek's acting is getting better, but his acting was horrible. So watching his scenes were horrible.
I think the other thing with a lot of us is there's no chemistry with Ashley and Derek. There's no chemistry with Ashley, and I'm damn sure no chemistry with Ashley and Andre. So it was like, just throwing something at the wall and seeing what stick, and it never stuck.
Yeah,
never, and it's never gonna stick.
Never. Yep. So I guess predictions for next week. I mean, I think the predictable prediction is Danny and Andre are going to get married in Vegas. I think that's the predictable prediction. What do you think?
I'm hoping that they don't do that, but as drunk as them two fools are, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen as drunk as they like. Because I was, like I said earlier, I was really sitting there thinking like they have been drunk for 2 episodes.
Right.
Who the fuck will let them on a plane? I know it's a private jet, but my God, today, the fuck?
Listen, yeah, we have Jacob's brother is coming, and I think that's going to add a twist to some stuff. When on that end with Jacob and his father and brother, and now we did see in the previews for next week that Jacob is trying to warn Vanessa of something, but his partner is standing right behind him, so I'm not sure what's going on with that.
That man, he comes and goes.
And he's supposed to be retired by now.
He's supposed to be.
Like, damn.
When Jacob's brother come on, I hope he's a love interest for Kat.
Ooh, that'll be good.
I hope he's a love interest for Kat. That way, when Tomas go off and be with Eva, we can just let it be.
You said realistically they should be sober by the time they land. Not if they drinking the whole time they on the plane. They ain't.
Exactly. Did y'all not see them? They were at the airport. They had 3 martinis on the table.
Let me tell you something. I have been drunk when I landed places before. Let's just be clear.
Like, them two are drunk as a skunk.
I mean, it's happened. First time I landed somewhere drunk, I landed in Germany. Because that was my first international flight, and I didn't know that the alcohol was free. I said, wait, what? I said, the wine is free, and I can get the Kahlua. I think it was the wine, Kahlua, and something else. It was 3 things that they would. I said, oh, yeah, let me get that and keep it coming. Shit. We landed in Germany at like 9 a.m, baby. I was drunk as hell.
So yeah, Danny and Andre ain't gonna be sober on any level. No level. Not the way that because y'all have to remember, they literally went from Orphe Jeans not Orphe Jeans, but the country club where they told them, you guys are too drunk, we not gonna serve y'all no more. And they stumbled out.
They stumbled out.
And they stumbled out to go get their stuff so they can get to the airport. And now they're at the airport. And again, Andre came up. Now, that's so weird to me because, I mean, realistically, you're not going to go from one place drunk to another place and they're going to serve you, especially as drunk as those two are.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Taylor said Jacob is the black sheep of the family, so him and Eva have something in common. Okay. I'm definitely now. What I don't want is I do not want another Eva Kat love triangle. So whoever he gonna be for, let him be for that person.
Please.
I think Kat. Well, not I think. I think Kat is gonna definitely end up with Tomas, and I don't think any of us care.
You mean Eva?
Not Andre is fun. On that note, it's time to go. Not Andre is fun size. You know what? Good night.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna say. We're gonna get out of here. What you got going on over there on your channel this week, JB? What you got going on?
So I've completely forgot about Hard and Hustle last night, so I got to go watch that and put that up. Then
the episode was kind of boring last night. I don't know.
Then I'm 2 episodes behind on the Real Housewives of Miami, so I got to watch last week's episode and this week's episode. But I'm only going to talk about this week's episode. I'm not going to discuss last week's episode. And I think that's it for today. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Because I said I was going to do an album review for Cardi B's album, but my God, today, some of y'all, I know y'all, like, I get it. People ain't the fans of hers, but the album is okay to me. But yeah, that's all I got.
I will say this: I love it. I'm a Cardi fan, and I love the album. But I can make some criticisms of the album. I think some of the songs are too short.
Absolutely.
Bodega Baddie, that should have just been an interlude.
It should have.
The beat is hot, and I definitely feel like it's an ode to, a part of her culture. And I was here for it, but I don't think she should have tried to make it a song. Just make it an interlude, right? Give us a. I keep doing this. Give us a Bodega Baddie interlude because it's hot. The beat is hot as fuck, and I feel like maybe she wanted to try to make a song out of it because she knew the beat was hot. There are a couple of other songs that I think are too short. But overall I like the album. I mean, I definitely think it's a good album. I definitely think it's a solid album. But I don't think it's trash. I'm not saying you said that. I'm just saying in general. But I'm okay with people saying it's an alright album. Like, listen, I'm okay with people feeling how they feel about the album. Like, if you don't like it, I just don't want people to not like it because they don't like Cardi.
That was it. I felt like people because people don't like her, and I had some people in my comments in my live yesterday when I did Ready to Love, and they're like, I don't understand why Black people like Cardi, and I was like, oh God, I'm like, yeah, I know she said some problematic shit. I know she said some stuff that we don't agree with, but I don't separate, like, it ain't that I separate the artist from the art, but I like Cardi, and because I know people say she say nigga. I'm like, she's been saying it. I had an issue with it when she was on Love and Hip Hop in New York. I said it, but the girl keeps saying it, and there's nothing I can do about that.
So this is what I'm gonna say about this, and I don't want to turn this into a whole thing on that.
Yeah.
And I know some of y'all aren't gonna agree with what I'm getting ready to say, but I love y'all anyway, and I hope you still love me too. Cardi identifies as Afro-Latina. So there's a part of her culture that is Afro-Latina. Cardi grew up in a space where that is acceptable coming from people who are Afro-Latina. I'm not saying I find it acceptable, right? I'm not saying I would be comfortable with it, but she grew up in that space and she's been saying it her whole life and she's been allowed to say it. Ain't nobody checked her on it. My thing is when y'all get that same energy to Fat Joe, when y'all get that same energy to J-Lo, when y'all get that same energy to some of these other people that y'all let run around and say it, then come back around the corner to me.
Because Fat Joe been saying it for, 20, 30 years?
I mean, I've even had people tell me, well, we gave J-Lo a pass. Who gave her a pass?
I damn sure didn't give her a pass. Because what song is that where she said, my niggas? I said, huh?
Right. Y'all let Amara La Negra say it, and she's Afro-Latina. Why? Because she's more Black presenting than Cardi is. But y'all let Amara La Negra say it all day long. So I'm just saying, like, again, I mean, I don't have the switch. I can't get nobody permission. But what I'm saying is, if we're gonna say it for one, that's all I'm saying.
I agree. But yeah, that's all.
I don't understand who gave Fat Joe the pass.
I sure the fuck don't know that one.
And then Fat Joe said he the one that gave J-Lo the pass. Sir, how the fuck did you give her a pass?
Because
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, something else I was gonna say. Shay Renee just said something I was gonna say. Damn. Anyway, but as far as that's concerned for me, I've always been. I don't know what I found her on Love and Hip Hop. I didn't know her from social media prior to Love and Hip Hop, and I have always loved Cardi. I just have. And do I agree with everything that comes out of Cardi's mouth? I absolutely do not. But hell, I don't agree with everything that comes out of anybody's mouth, and I'm sure that there are people who don't agree with everything that come out of my mouth. I mean, that's just not what life is about. Life is not about agreeing with everything. Life is about being able to have the conflict and still in respect and have the conversation and move forward. Oh, somebody asked me about the Real and Crystal. I have not heard what Crystal said. I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it trending on TikTok where people are angry at what Crystal said. Let me say this to y'all. And maybe this is just me being older. If we're going to have this fight about Jimmy Kimmel and freedom of speech, then at this point, where I am with it right now is if somebody says something that you don't like, stop fucking listening. Mm-hmm. So if Crystal comments about Cardi B, you felt were a role, for those of you who watched the read who don't know what I'm talking about, Crystal went on a rant on this week's episode of the Read where she kind of went off on Cardi about being pregnant and yada yada yada. I haven't heard what she said, but I know I listened to the Read. I know Crystal. Let's be clear. Crystal is not going to sugarcoat nothing. Her opinions are going to be very blunt. She's going to say how she said. Crystal didn't say nothing that a whole lot of y'all didn't say when we found out that Cardi was pregnant by Stephon Diggs. A whole lot of y'all said a lot of shit about that. A lot of y'all feel some kind of way about her being pregnant by her boyfriend while she's still married to her husband. So, but if she said something that really offended y'all, turn it off. Don't watch. Unsubscribe from the podcast. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. But anyway. Tonight we'll probably do after football or in between football, between the 4:00 game and the 8:00 game. We'll probably do the Real Housewives of Miami. I'm going to try to link up. We're going to try to get the panel to at least do the finale, y'all. Them switching it to Friday really threw an already hard situation into a worse situation. But maybe we'll see if we can link up this week, you guys, for the panel to do the review. Don't forget tomorrow night, Heart and Hustle panel we'll be on JoJo's channel. If we're not on JoJo's channel, because I think Monday is, we may not be on JoJo's channel tomorrow, but it will be tomorrow. I'll find out. We'll post it on social media. The Whether You Like It or Not panel is back in 2 weeks with the Real Housewives of Potomac. So y'all be ready for that. Tuesday night, I'll be doing the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And that's pretty much all I can guarantee y'all this week. We're going to try to get everything in. I jumped every time I heard them say the N-word on Young, African, and Famous. Yeah. But thank y'all for coming through. Any final words? Anything else we forgot?
I hope this week coming up is better than this past week.
Yeah, because of the storylines we don't care about. But I think we are going to start getting a lot of the Joey, Vanessa, because I feel like that's about to come to its climax.
Please,
so we're going to get a lot of that this week.
Please bring it to an end, and if you can take out Doug and Randy at the same time, I'll be happy about that. I will be.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. Talk to y'all later. Peace. His head, if we.